Hey Planeswalkers, today we are diving into one of the most common asked questions. How do I upgrade my Precon deck? Whether you're new to Commander or just looking to upgrade your deck to the next bracket, this video is for you. I've asked players, scoured the internet, and have put together a list of tips, tricks, and budget-friendly advice to help you with your Precon deck. Let's get started. First things first. Why should you upgrade your Precon? Well, maybe your friends' homebrews are stomping you. Or you love your commander, but your deck just isn't doing what it's supposed to do. Whatever the reason, upgrading your Precon can make it more powerful, more fun, and more you. But where do you start? Know your deck's goals. Start by asking yourself, what does my deck want to do? Look at your commander. Do they care about casting spells, making tokens, drawing cards? And once you know your deck's focus, ask yourself, how many other cards in the deck actually support the goal? If your commander loves artifacts, but only 10 cards in your deck care about artifacts, then you've got a problem. Focus on adding cards that synergize with your commander's strategy. Step 2. Upgrade your mana base. What is mana? Mana is the lifeblood of Magic. It is what you use to cast spells, creatures, and other cards. Precons are notorious for slow-tapped lands that put you behind. Upgrading your lands is one of the most effective ways to improve your deck. Swap out those guild gates and temples for shock lands, pain lands, or other budget options like pathways. Yes, these cards can drain you for life, but don't be scared. As you will learn, life is just a tool. In more ways than one. Now, swapping out can get a bit expensive, but trust me, it's worth it in the long run, especially if you're planning to play with your deck for a while. And if you want to swap over to another deck, use those. Just make sure it's in the same color. Step 3. Use online tools. Import your Precon deck list into a tool like Moxfield or Architect. These platforms let you analyze your deck, see your mana curve, and spot gaps in your strategy. Plus, you can easily test changes before buying any cards. That's a game changer. Moxfield allows you to check what bracket your deck falls under, so you can check if you've properly upgraded from bracket 2 to 3. Step 4. Focus on staples and synergy. Every deck needs staples, cards that are just good in any deck. Think Rhystic Study, Chrome Mox, Sol Ring, or Cyclonic Rift. No need to look up the prices, I'll tell you. Yes, those cards are seriously expensive. I don't know about you, but I definitely can't afford them unless I magically pull them in a booster. Luck of the draw, right? Well, except for Sol Ring. In most cases, it's just difficult to find, but because you're upgrading a Precon deck, every Precon comes with a Sol Ring inside of it. Then a total of 95,081 cards printed. What in the scoot swarm is happening here? So don't worry, there are always cheaper alternatives. For example, Rhystic Remora is a budget-friendly Rhystic Study, and Into the Royal can replace Cyclonic Rift in a pinch. These cheaper cards might not have the quick element of the more expensive ones, but they fit nicely into budget. And into bracket 3. Use resources like EDH Rec to find budget options for your deck's colors and strategy. Step 5. Cut the chaff. I know cutting can be difficult, especially when you're new and you just bought a deck. But Precons often have low synergy, low power cards that don't fit the deck's strategy. For example, if your deck was all about casting instants and sorceries, why would you put Haunted Dead in there? Cut cards that don't align with your deck's goals, and replace them with cards that do. Every deck needs a balance of ramp, removal, card draw, and synergy. Count how many cards you have in each category. If you're running 10 ramp spells but only 3 pieces of removal, you've got a bit of a problem. Fill those gaps with cards that fit your deck strategy. For example, if you're in green, add more mana dorks or land fetching spells. If you're in blue, throw in some counter spells and card draw. Each color has a theme, and you will figure it out as you go along. Step 7. Budget upgrades. Upgrading does not have to break the bank. Start with budget-friendly staples, like talismans, signets, and recent set uncommons. For example, if you're upgrading a graveyard deck, check cards out from sets like Innistrad Remastered or Foundations. you'll find plenty of cheap, synergistic options. Step 8. Playtest and adjust. Playtest your upgraded deck. See what works and what doesn't. Maybe you need more interaction, or maybe your mana curve is just too high. Tweak as you go and don't be afraid to make changes. Upgrading a Precon is a process. It's not a one-time thing. Just like any deck you build, it will change over time, with new sets that come in, new cards that get released. Don't be afraid to swap cards out if you find a better one. And that's it. Upgrading your Precon does not have to be overwhelming. Start with your mana base, focus on synergy, and don't be afraid to cut. Remember, the goal is to have fun and make the deck your own. If you found this video helpful, hit that like and subscribe button and ring that notification bell to get notified when we post more videos. And let us know in the comments, what Precon are you upgrading? Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye!